Hello folks, welcome to the channel. Hope everybody is keeping well. It's a not too bad day actually, 17 degrees outside. Can you believe it? A balmy 17 degrees outside on this mid-October day. Nice and dry. So I'm just going to pop down to my local BMW dealer. They do happen to have a very nice triple black R1250R as a demonstrator. I rode their RS demonstrator last week. Click up here and down below, go and have a look at that. So I've been online, had a look at some of the reviews of the 1250R, and they seem to be pretty good. So I thought, hey, it's dry, let's go down to the dealer and take the 1250R out for a bit of a run. So without further ado, let's run that intro. Welcome back. So we're nearly at the dealer. I haven't actually phoned them up in advance to see if the bike's available, so fingers crossed the bike is in the showroom and it is available for me to go and have a little ride on. So there we go, turning up at the dealer. Right then, let's go and see the people in charge and see if we can take the R out for a ride. What a lovely dealership. It's always nice to pop into the dealer, isn't it? Coffee machine, chocolate machine, the new R1300. Be nice to take that out for a demo. Want to do that one, that's lovely. And yes, most people actually walk past the 1250R because they find it's a little bit understated. So that's what we're going to take out, fingers crossed, is that one, triple black. Looks very nice. So let's go and find out if it's available to take out. Looks like I came in at an inconvenient time. They've been really busy in the showroom, lots of bikes out, and they've only got a certain amount of tray plates. So Tony, fine chap, is that to take the tray plates off this one? That's the one I rode last week. We're going to put the tray plates on the R1250R and then we can take it out for a ride. That's the plan anyway. There's a man with a tray plate. Sorry about all the faff, Tony. Nothing's ever simple, is it, folks? So Tony, bless his cotton socks, has got to try another method of fitting the tray plate to the back of the 1250R before we can take it out. Anyway, we'll get there in the end. There we go, nearly good to go. In the meantime, there's another look at the new 1300 GSA. Oh, I'm quite excited about this one. Quite excited about this. Oh, cheers, Tony. Enough of all that chit chat. Folks, if you've never ridden a GS before, once you see this, you'll never forget it. So the boxer engine, 2 cylinders, left cylinder, right cylinder. The right cylinder is further back towards you, the rider, than the left cylinder. Once you've seen it, you'll never forget it. Anyway, there we go. Right then, I'm really looking forward to this. This is brand new. It's got about 6 miles on it, so sorry about all the faff to start with. It's span adjustable levers, clutch, it's hydraulic, brakes all good. We're in road mode. And apparently there is a screen on here. You can go into, if you're interested in going to the sport mode, you can have that fancy screen there if that's your kind of thing. I'm just going to go leave it on the normal beautiful BMW TFT. What we all do though is get rid of road mode and go to dynamic. So everything's adjusted for me. I think what we'll do is stall it. Right, let's get out of town. That's a very light clutch. Very light clutch. I'm so looking forward to this one. Right, let's get out of town and let's go and do my standard road test route, shall we? Let's go. So I've ridden the RS, click up here again, go and have a look at that. So the only bike I haven't ridden really in the range of the R, so the R stands for the boxer engine, and then you have the CC, the 1250 kind of, and then you have the R denotes the Roadster. RS is Roadster Sport, I guess, or Road Sport, and then the GS denotes, I can't remember what GS is German for, but it's sort of off-road adventure kind of bike, and then you've got the GSA, so that sort of, and then the RT, the Roadster Tourer or Road Tourer. So that pretty much sums up the boxer range. No doubt next year, 25, the 1300 engine will then work its way into the rest of the BMW range, or the boxer range, replacing the 1250 engines in the R and the RT and the RS, etc. So, but for now, we've got the 1250 boxer engine in the R. I rode the RS last week, nice bike. I wouldn't get one really like the GS. However, this bike I think is going to be a different kettle of fish. Immediately when I sat on it in the showroom, I thought, yeah, I'd really like this. It's a sporty position, but not too sporty. Yeah, it's good. Okay, we haven't got too much in the way of wind protection, but from an ergonomic point of view, 5'9", 32-inch leg, and I can flat foot it, absolutely no problem at all. Seat height 820 millimeters. You can get a low seat, I think it's 760, high seat 840 millimeters or something like that. But yeah, it suits me really nicely actually. So I like the ergonomics of the bike. It's very easy to move around, absolutely no problems at all. And the thing with these boxer engines or the R versions of bikes, they might be heavy. This is 239 kilograms, but with the engine being low down, you just don't feel it at all. There's no way you'd say this is a 239 kilogram bike, and which is about, I think, 5 kilos or something lighter than the RS that I rode last week, but handles really well. So from an ergonomic point of view, I find it fine. Okay, we haven't got a screen at the front, but it's clean air. It's not too bad even at higher speeds. What I'm riding now, it's non-turbulent air, that's what I found. But you can get some screens for it, but I don't know how good the BMW screens are. Guys, girls, if you've got one of these, make some comments down below. And I think there are a variety of screens which people fit to them, which seem to do the job really well. So if you want to go touring on it, yeah, put a screen on there and away you go. Now from a price point of view, I think the base model is about £12,500. Again, I'm going to put everything on the screen up here. £12,500, and then if you go for the SE model, then it's about £2,000 more, so 14.5. And then if you dive into the accessory packs and the whatever things you want to put on the bike, you can go crazy. And I think as this triple black version sits here, UK price, it's going to be about 16.5 or something like that, but the showroom price where I live is going to be slightly different because of the difference in taxes. It's got the GPS mount, it's got the center stand and all that stuff, which comes in a comfort pack, and the tire pressure monitoring or something like that. But yeah, just go onto the configurator and spec it up, and you can spend a lot of money. A lot of money. Colour wise, this bike now comes in 3 choices of colour. You've got the standard one, which I think is really good actually. I think that's my favourite, the ice grey, so that's the cheapest colour. I really like that. Then you have the sporty blue one, and this one is the triple black, and again they're all really nice. They suit the bike, and I actually think the bike itself is a handsome looking beast actually. It's a very, I think it's a pretty, I've got to say, I think it's a pretty bike. I prefer the looks of this to the sport. Oh, I'm not going to sit here, let's just pass all these, and it's just a, yeah, it just rides effortlessly. It's a, I like it already, and I've been on it for an hour. And accessories, you can just go to town on all the accessories. You just go and fill your boots. Yeah, but I guess if you put a decent screen on it, and then you can go on to something like SW Motec or, you know, third-party accessory suppliers, and then put some bags on the back, top box and all that kind of thing, and I think you'd have a really good machine. I prefer it to the sport model, if I'm being honest. This has got a slightly shorter wheelbase, so I guess it turns in a bit quicker. It's a little bit lighter than the sport model. So for me, I'm already thinking in my brain, yeah, I prefer this to the sport model, but horses for courses and all that kind of thing. Currently riding it in dynamic mode. Road's a little bit bumpy here, a bit trenched and resurfaced, but it's handling it really well. So you've got the electronic suspension on this. So this is the SE model, as we said. So it's got the electronic suspension down at the front, and it's handling it really well. The actual switchgear, standard BMW switchgear, can't fault it. Cruise control, mode selection, heated handlebar grips, heated seats, and I've got both of those on at the moment, and everything's just very nice. The clutch very light, you've already seen that because I stalled it in the showroom like a muppet, And the brakes, again, bike's only done 6 miles, but the brakes are pretty good actually, pretty good. Still got a bed in. Tyres, Metzeler Rotex, nice. Can't really say more than that with only 6 miles on them. I just think it's a handsome looking beast. Obviously, having ridden it at night times, I don't know how good the transformer kind of headlight is at the front. So it's got the, what do they call it? The active headlight. It moves to aid cornering illumination. So it's got that on it as well. Mirrors wise, mirrors on. I would say they are the weakest spot on the bike, the mirrors. Yeah, they're okay, but maybe I'd like to see them a little bit bigger, but that's just me. Other than that, seat, I've got a nice warm bottom, heated seats on, feels comfortable. Leg position seems alright, a little bit obviously bend in the knees, and my feet are still forward of my hips, so it's not a pure sports bike as such. It just does seem to be a comfortable machine to be on. So that's pretty much the bike. I mean, talking about the engine, I love the Boxer engine. That's the only time I'm going to say love and Boxer in the same sentence. I've been criticised for that before. So the Boxer engine, 143 newton meters of torque, 136 horsepower, and you can just be really lazy with it. I'm going to say this is a gentleman's naked bike, isn't it? It's for the connoisseur who likes the finer things in life. I mean, the quality seems really good actually. Quality of build seems really good. It's just a nice looking gentleman's machine. I suspect there is a little bit of a Hooligan in here as well. But I'm not going to rag it because the engine's got to be running. So yeah, but that's the great thing with the Boxer engines and the shaft drive. None of this chain oil fling getting onto your nice shoes and all that kind of stuff. Just be lazy with it and enjoy the scenery. And then if you want to be a bit of a hooligan, you can be a bit of a hooligan within the limits of the 1250R. It's just a nice place to be, isn't it? That engine is so responsive. Let's just go right down. In fact, let's put it into 3rd gear and then just roll the throttle. Doesn't complain at all. There we go. It's nice. A little bit of vibration through the bars, but nothing to be worried about. Yeah, that engine and the shaft drive, and that's what all these Boxer bikes and the shaft drive, that's what it's all about, isn't it? You either like the Boxer engine and the shaft drive or you don't, and that's really it, isn't it? And if you don't like the Boxer engine, yeah, go for a screaming 4-cylinder or 3-cylinder bike. The gearbox is your typical Boxer engine. You're going to end up using the clutch some of the time and the quick shifter some of the time. First through to second, it's crap on all these Boxer engines. It's not worth it. And the steering is really nice, just very neutral. Just got to be careful of the tyres. But that Boxer engine, really good. A little bit of tingling in the bottom as you get to sort of 5,000 revs and the shift light comes on. And again, yeah, nice control at the yellow line, flat footed, everything's good. It's nice. And then just open it up. It's a new gearbox, but higher up the rev range with the taller gears, yeah, it's nice. But lower down, yeah, use the clutch. As always then, the BMW TFT is one of the best in the business. Very simple, but they've got everything you need on there. It is a balmy 19 degrees at the moment, but I have got my heated grips and the heated seat on. Dynamic mode, I've got 95 miles of juice remaining until I've got to push it. Fuel tank 18 litres, that's a good prompt fuel range. 18 litre tank, it should do about 55 miles to the gallon. I know I thrashed my GS and that's doing about 46 miles to the gallon, so I guess 55 would be about right really. So you should have a fuel range before you've got to push it with that 18 litre tank of around about 236 miles. Yeah, it does handle really well. It does handle well. And that low down grunt from the Boxer engine is good. So 236 miles until you've got to push it from that 18 litre tank. Yeah, goes well. Goes well. And down the box as well, with the quick shifter or shift assist pro, whatever they call it, is good. So we'll just open up a little bit down here. Even at the higher speeds, it's a clean air on your body. So although you're getting buffeted around a bit, it's clean air. So, but if you're going to do some serious miles, I suppose you're going to have to put a screen on it. And I do prefer this to the RS, definitely. Definitely prefer it to the RS. And if you want to get yourself out of the gentleman's naked sort of cruising mode, then you can go into Hooligan mode and change the TFT to go into Hooligan mode by just pressing the menu button, and then that will go to sport, select sport, and then you can do that on the fly, and then you have this fancy sport screen in front of you. It's got dynamic traction control and braking force as well, so the scale will light up on the right hand side depending on how much braking you're giving it, and you've got maximum lean angle and all that kind of stuff. Gimmicky, yeah, possibly, I guess, but something else to look at. But you should always be looking at the road ahead. Brakes in, we've got Brembo brakes at the front and the rear. Again, the bike's only done 6 miles, so it's not all bedded in yet, but nice feel from the brakes. There's nothing behind me, and they're heavy on the brakes. Yeah, really nice. Not too much dive on the front. Yeah, just nice brakes, really good. The bike, yeah, it's a good bike. It's a good bike. I suppose we're going to come to the all-important question, really, like, who is the bike for? Well, first off, it's somebody who's got a bit of money, because if you're going to spec this up, then this one here, triple black, with some other packs on it, is going to be about £16,500. So you're going to need a bit of dosh. And again, I don't know about the servicing costs. But I guess BMW is not going to be cheap, but you're going to get a 3-year warranty, and you've got the option to extend that warranty as well on a rolling year basis. Maybe for somebody, I'm going to use the word maturer, so yeah, it's a gentleman's naked bike, isn't it? But I think it's a really cool bike, actually, a cool modern bike, but I suspect it's going to get updated for 25 with the new 1300 engine. Oh, excuse me, breakfast is coming up. But yeah, I think it's somebody who likes quality, likes the low down torque, the shaft drive, yeah, the finer things in life. I'm just going to leave it at that. And if you want to be a bit of a hooligan, yeah, you can be a little bit of a hooligan as well with it. So in relation to the competition then, well, what I'm saying is I don't think it's for a 21-year-old, put it that way. In relation to its competitors, I've got to say I'm sort of struggling, really. I've ridden Yamaha's MT10, and you could put a screen on that and tour all day with that one, and that was a real nice bike. But that is a definite hooligan bike. KTM's 1390, again, that's a super naked bike. I don't know if there's any other bike that's gonna be in the same category in this, so I don't know if it's unique. I don't know, but comments down below. I think what we'll do is just park up and have a quick walk around the bike, and then we'll take it back. I've got to say, folks, I think this is a nice looking bit of kit. Okay, even the exhaust, yeah, all right then, the exhaust doesn't look too bad. But yeah, it's a very handsome machine in this triple black colour. Very quickly then, you've got very nice forks, Brembo front brakes down here, calipers. I quite like the belly pan as well, belly pan looks good. The shift cam engine, nice. Fit and finish seems very good actually. And then we've got the electronic EAS suspension at the back, that chunky exhaust, and then yeah, tyres. It's the, I think they're Metzeler Roadtech tyres on there. And then you've even got the mounting bracket for any BMW luggage that you may want to get. All the lights are LED, and I think this one has got the Okay, even the head, I quite like the headlight actually. It's like a transformer kind of headlight. Looks all right, looks fine. And it's got the active lighting on it, so it moves up and down, left and right, or whatever. But yeah, nice. I think it's a handsome beast, I really do. So what does it sound like? Only one way to find out. Let's fire it up. Typical Boxer BMW. Right then, let's go, shall we? Let's go back to the dealership. Okay, so let's start this bike up. The only thing I will say is the stand, it doesn't go too far forward, so the bike itself sits fairly upright, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that'd be something I'd be a bit cautious with, depending on where you're going to park it, that stand, but it's very easy to put up. Yeah, I do prefer this to the RS, but each to their own. So let's go and find the Hooligan button. Well, not really, you know what I mean, because the bike's brand new. So there is definitely a Hooligan in here somewhere. Definitely. Yeehaw! Yeah, definitely a Hooligan mode in there somewhere. Well folks, I'm just going to sum up then, as I find myself behind a very nice and very expensive black Bentley 4x4 by the looks of it. Anyway, so that I'm in a perfect position actually, so that pretty much sums up this BMW R1250R. I think it is a machine for the connoisseur. It hasn't got the out and out power of the KTMs and that kind of thing, but that's not what this bike is about. This is about enjoying the finer things of life. Yeah, I dread to think how much that Bentley is. This is about enjoying the finer things of life, watching the world go by. But if you want to, you can press the Hooligan button and it will give you a little bit of a buzz. Yeah, it's not, hasn't got the most power, but folks, this day and age, I think ultimate horsepower is yeah, totally irrelevant. You just want a bike that's usable. You can leave in a low gear, be lazy with it, just like this, the R1250R. It's a bike that is, I think a lot of people go into the showrooms and they just don't register it because they haven't heard about it. I think it's a very underrated bike, and that seems to be what all the other YouTubers say about it. It goes well, it stops well. It's just it's a good place to be. I like it. I like it a lot. So if you are in the market for a naked bike, either brand new or second hand, have a look at one of these. But I would go for the SE model, definitely. Get all the bits and bobs on it. You can go touring on it if you find a decent screen. Turns in nicely. Yeah, there's really nothing not to like about it. If I had a couple of gripes, then mirrors, yeah. But I'm clutching at straws here, and the side stand a little bit puts the bike a little bit too upright for me, but you get used to that, I guess. And they would be the only two things I would mark it down by. I'm struggling actually. Anyway, that's it guys. If you've got one of these, make some comments in the comment section down below. I think it's a really nice machine. It really is a good machine, and obviously we're going to get the new 1300 Boxer engines being slotted into the rest of the R range hopefully next year, so I think that's going to be really exciting. And just like the GS has done, I think there's more young people are going to come into the BMW range rather than a slightly maturer folks, should I say. So they're exciting times potentially for the R series of Boxer engines next year, with hopefully the new engine being slotted into new frames. Yeah, well that's it guys. Ride safe and all that kind of stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's not too long. The weather's still saying 20 degrees. Can you believe that? Mid-October, I can't believe it. But yeah, nice machine, nice throttle response, and I love the shaft drive. Oh, I used the word love, but I didn't use it with the Boxer, did I? No, I didn't, so I'll get away with that one. Anyway guys, back to the dealer. I guess it's going to be good for filtering as well, isn't it? Yeah, yes sirree, good for filtering. Yeah, da 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 da. Bum, ba, bum, bum, bum. There you go, folks. Now back at the dealer. Thanks so much to Tony for putting the trade plate on the back, sorting that out for me. That's been BMW's R1250R. Really good machine. Very, very impressed with that. So pop down to your local dealer. In my case, it is the Mansell collection. Go and take one out for rides. You will be pleasantly surprised. I kid you not. That is a good machine. Anyway, guys, ride safe. See you again soon in the next video. Cheerio for now. Bye. Cheerio. What a good machine. Good machine. Yep. Good machine. Voila. Very nice.